I was waiting for my buddy to pick up, and a car got stolen out of the McDonald's parking lot. And because I was in that neighborhood, 2 cops rolled up on me, and they said, "Hey, we just seen you come out of that car, didn't you?" I was like, "No, I wasn't around any car." Well, then the one officer said, "Well, my coworker here is saying that he seen you get out of that stolen car from McDonald's. Are you saying that he's lying?" I'm saying, "Yes, I'm saying that he's lying." And then it was then at that time he pulled me off to the side and grilled me about what was my name, started writing my name, so it was complete harassment. So it was basically one cop saying, "Well, you're calling my coworker, this upstanding policeman, a liar," is essentially what you're doing. And meanwhile, I had nothing to do with nothing. I was just minding my own business, waiting to get my dope. I mean, and that was the bare bones of the case. And I just felt I felt like I was being harassed, discriminated, labeled.
A couple months ago, I was going through the park and I saw a cop literally kicking a tent in this girl who had nothing, just said, "Hey, what are you doing?" So the cops went over to her and picked her up, tried to arrest her, threw her on her head. So I went and ran over there and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" And the cop told me to leave. I said, "I don't have to leave, and I'm not leaving." He said, "Well, leave her, we'll arrest you." I said, "Well, go ahead." But they couldn't arrest me. There was no grounds on it because I didn't interfere. I just said, "You're not abusing her anymore." So they took her over to the car and they wound up letting her go. Because not only did I witness it, a few other people stood up and said, "Hey, that's wrong," right? So that was a bad one, but I've had good interactions with them too. I think if they take the time to get to know you and your history a little bit, they tend to treat you better.
28th, 2012, I was assaulted by a thug. Anyway, he ended up having a lot of conditions, and the whole time he had conditions. He wasn't supposed to talk to me or anything like that. And the police did nothing about it. He broke his conditions every single day, threatened my life pretty well every day, him and his friends. And the police did nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. They would not enforce any of the conditions that were placed on him.
One time I had this older guy, believe it or not, this is a true story. I don't know why he did this, but he took off his gun belt and he gave it to his partner. He took off whatever else he had, gave it to his partner, and he said, "Okay, Mr. Dunning," he knew by my name. He said, "Okay, Mr. Dunning, you think you're that big, bad, and tough?" He says, "Let's go around the corner," and he says, "We'll duke it out." He says, "You think you're that big, bad, and tough around this area? Come on." I said, "Come on, buddy, I'm not gonna fight you." I said, "Come on. Obviously, no self-defense, blah, blah, blah." I said, "No, that's not gonna happen." And there's been a few times I've had my head smashed in and, banged against the BFI garbage can, and good chance, 99% of the time, I deserved it. But there is times where, they trip me just for the sake of tripping me, just whatever the reason may be. So yeah, there has been a lot of times where they overstep their boundaries. Not all the time I deserved it. I'd probably say 75% of the time I deserved it. But there's that 25%, they've definitely overstepped their boundaries, and I've seen them overstep their boundaries on other people where protocol wasn't called. They could have done it a lot easier, by talking to the person or pulling them off to the side, or they didn't have to start pulling out the steel bar and start whacking the guy.
Fucking watch them like they watch us. Have a squad just for them. They could be a lot nicer. And they could have an investigative team that's out there just watching them that they don't know about. Or the scare of it, right?
Yeah.
It's the only way they're going to be held accountable, because they could screw with any kind of equipment. And I'm pretty sure they would. Yeah, they should be accountable. Like I said, the only real difference is they got a badge.
The way you can solve problems in this world is through communication. I believe that's the best way to solve problems. Now, if they can only communicate and have a better rapport with people that are alcohol and drug dependent, just by pulling them off to the side, not in front of 20 people, you know, because everybody thinks, oh, you're ratting out, you know, this and that. If they could just pull them off to the side and say, hey, listen, this is a problem, you know, you shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that, or whatever the case may be, just communicate with them
whatsoever. Their union is so strong, it's incredible. The only thing that I can see happening is if there's amalgamation, that the people in Oak Bay will see their services fall dramatically when they get Victoria-style policing.
Yeah.
And then something will be done. Unless the tree is shaken with the rich people on the top, nothing.
Should I believe every police officer should go through some kind of training, like a sensitivity training, you know, and basically the training would be just treating people like people and not treating them as if they are less than. Because as soon as you make a division between people like us and them, and you enshrine a division.
Like, I'm just a flailer, leave me the fuck alone, I can handle myself. And I'm not begging off the public, and I'm not flailing and hitting the public. It's just because they don't want to see me, big fuck, I don't want to see them either. It's a free country, I thought.
Completely changed my, you know, my feeling for my city, my feeling for the way the world works. It's very different than I thought. I would never go to the place again, ever. Complete waste of time.
So it's just about seeing people as you know, as humans. Doesn't whether they're homeless or addicted to drugs. They are people. They are not just addicts. You know, that's very narrow-minded, right? They are brothers, sisters. They, you know, loved by their people, and they have feelings. They are people. People are people.